All right, here we go. Radio Disney Now podcast, uncut for the week of October 13th.
Radio Disney Now podcast, uncut.
Okay, people, stand by. 30 seconds to upload.
Mic test, please. It's hot.
Yeah.
Stand by to roll theme. Mark the slate.
This is Radio Disney Now podcast, uncut.
Roll up the theme music. And we are online. Stand by to pre-promote prizing. Cue 'em.
How would you like to see Demi Lovato live in concert and in a parade? It could happen. Listen to Radio Disney this week for details.
All right, cue standard open.
This is Radio Disney Now podcast, uncut with Vanessa Hudgens.
So you've been pretty busy doing like all kinds of stuff, including shooting a little movie, High School Musical 3. How'd that go?
It went so well. It was so much fun. We definitely made the best out of it, and we had so much fun. There were so many pranks, and it was just a blast.
Oh, and speaking of pranks, I heard you played one on Kenny Ortega.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. On April Fool's Day, I was like, I have to get someone. So I was like, oh my gosh, I know what I'll do. I mean, this is during rehearsals, so I got an ankle brace, and I came to set limping. And everyone was like, Vanessa, are you okay? And I wouldn't look at everyone. I just looked down and kept my head down, so everyone was freaking out because they thought I broke my ankle or something. And I come up to Kenny, and I'm like, hey, Kenny. And he goes, were you skiing? And I was like, yeah. And then he goes, did you go to the doctors? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, did you break it? And I was like, I'm sorry, Kenny. He goes, well, what did the doctor say? And I was all, the doctor said it was April Fool's Day. And it was so funny. Everyone was like, oh my gosh.
Radio Disney Now podcast, uncut with Vanessa Hudgens.
Now, filming High School Musical 3, I mean, was it kind of, surprising the way that the story played out for you a little bit? Because, I mean, obviously, I don't know if the story is only you really know what it is because you were there and all that stuff.
I think it's what you'd kind of expect. The thing I love about Gabrielle is you always see her as a strong woman, She makes choices that are hard, but that she knows that she should do. And it's really sweet because... Oh, I was about to give it away. I'm not going to do it. But it's really great. You get to see Troy and Gabriella's romance kind of take it to the next level and just go through situations and issues and dramas and all that fun stuff. It's really great.
Now, is there anything from your senior year in high school that you remember that you kind of brought into this movie?
Well, I was homeschooled, so...
You didn't have a prom or anything?
No.
Dude!
I know.
Well, at least you got to have one in the movie, I guess, right?
Exactly. I wear a cap and gown for the first time in the movie. I know.
That's so... I mean, it's good that you got to wear one, but that's kind of sad.
I know, it was really sad. It was very sad. Because it wasn't like we were just graduating in High School Musical. It was like we were graduating from High School Musical. So, it meant a lot.
Radio Disney Now podcast, uncut with Vanessa Hudgens.
Now, the new kids, Matt and Gemma and Justin, how did they do when you guys first met them and everything in the new movie?
They did really good. I thought they did a great job, Matt is kind of like the goof off in the movie, and he has some interesting wardrobe choices in the movie, so that was funny. And Gemma did a lot of scenes with Ashley, because she's kind of her right-hand girl in it. And Justin, he was really great. He's really good at basketball. He is very surprising. Even though he's short, he will make that basket every single time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I heard from Ashley that she put Gemma through a Sharpay, training class or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know about this?
I know.
Yeah. Apparently they were, Ashley was taking her around, putting her through, Sharpay boot camp. That's what she called it.
I didn't catch in on that one.
Yeah, where Gemma had to, bring in everything. And
that doesn't surprise me.
Radio Disney Now podcast, uncut with Vanessa Hudgens.
What do you think the fans can expect, or what do you think they're going to get from the movie, as they watch it?
A lot. I think it's just closure of all the main 6 characters, and I mean, it's a good end, so it leaves you happy, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of filming the movie, or do you have a favorite part of the movie?
I don't know. I have several. It's so much fun. I think one of the most memorable things definitely is learning how to do the waltz, because it's tough, and I mean,
yeah.
You have to do it with somebody else, and in my case, it was with Zach, so it was just funny learning how to do it and try to not step on each other's feet.
Now, how many times did you guys step on each other's feet when you were doing it?
Honestly, not that many. Zach was really good. Yeah. But Ashley, did Ashley ever tell you about waltzing?
No, she didn't.
Oh my gosh. The most hysterical part about the waltz was watching Ashley and Chris Warren try to do it. He's a football player, you know? He's got big, clumsy feet. And just watching them two was the most hysterical thing because they would just bicker at each other because they're like good brother and sister. They have that love-hate relationship. So it's just so funny. Everyone else will be watching. They'd be standing up there just yelling at each other. It's so funny.
That wraps Radio Disney Now podcast Uncut. Roll theme.
Theme up.
Cue announcer.
This has been Radio Disney Now Podcast Uncut with Vanessa Hudgens.
Stand by for promo slate. Cue.
For more Uncut, click on podcast at radiodisney.com.
Announce tune in. Cue.
For more of your music your way, check out Radio Disney on the air. Click on My Station at radiodisney.com.
Okay, people, we are out in 10. Final pass.
Radio Disney Now Podcast Uncut when you need to know it all.
Out in 5.
Keep announcer mic up. Kill names.
Giving you your music your way from your artist. Radio Disney Now Podcast Uncut.